Hey guys, so classmate asked, how do qualities of distributions like shape, center, or spread change due to transformations in data? Before we begin, let's first understand what shape, center, and spread mean. These qualities of distributions let you look for overall patterns of a distribution. The shape of a distribution describes what a distribution looks like, either by classifying it as being symmetric, skewed to the right, or skewed to the left, along with saying if a graph has one or more peaks, seen as unimodal, bimodal, or multimodal respectively. Note that a graph is skewed to the right when the right side of the graph has the half of the observations with the larger values, and therefore is much larger than the left side. A graph is skewed to the left when the opposite is true, and the left side is much longer than the right. Our second quality of distributions is the center, which is the distribution characterized by the mean or median of a graph. Since the mean is the average of our observations, and the median is the midpoint of our distribution. We can see that when a graph is symmetrical, its mean equals its median, while a skewed graph will have a median or mean that is greater than the other measure of center. With our mean being less than our median when our graph is left skewed, and our median being less than our mean when our graph is right skewed. The final characteristic of our distribution is spread, which is our expected variation amongst our data points, or the range of values we would expect to see within our distribution. Because of this, properties like range, standard deviation, and interquartile range are all measures of spread. Now that we understand what these qualities are, let's see how transformations in our dataset can affect these different properties of our distribution. Let's say we have a dataset with the following values, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. If we were to graph this on a dot plot, our graph would look like this, with a distribution that is skewed to the right, a mean of 1, a median of 0.5, and a standard deviation of 1.26 with an IQR of 2. Now let's change the values in our dataset, adding 4 to all our data points so that now our dataset is 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now our dot plot looks like this. Notice how the shape of our distribution is the same and that it is still skewed to the right. Likewise, our measures of spread stay the same, with our standard deviation still being 1.26 and our IQR remaining 2. The only thing that changed is our measure of center, with our mean now being 5 and our median being 4.5, each value increasing by the value that we increased our dataset points by. Now let's go back to our original dataset and multiply all the points by 3 to get our new dataset as 0, 0, 0, 3, 6, 9. Now if we look at our dot plot, we have the same overall distribution shape, still skewed to the right. But now our spread has changed, as shown by the gaps between our data points. If we calculate our new standard deviation and IQR, we see that it is 3.78 and 6 respectively, as each measure of spread was tripled, the same transformation we had done to our individual data points. What's more, our measures of center also tripled, with our mean now being 3 and median of 1.5. From these examples, we can deduce a general rule for our distributions. The shape of our data does not change when multiplying or adding values from our data points. However, measures of center, like mean and median, are affected by both of these transformations, while measures of spread, like IQR and standard deviation, are only affected by multiplication. I hope this video helped you to understand more about the characteristics of distributions and how transformations of our data affect these qualities.